Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into something that might sound a little backward. Why is it that the moment you start to heal, it feels like you've just declared war?
I mean, have you ever felt this? It's such a strange paradox, right? When you're at rock bottom, when your life is a mess, crickets. Nobody says a thing. But the second you decide to pick up the pieces and start rebuilding, bam, suddenly everyone's got something to say. We're going to get into exactly why that is.
Yeah, this really just nails it, doesn't it? Silence when the walls are broken, but mockery when you start to rebuild. It's not the breakdown that gets the attention, it's the breakthrough. When you were just stuck, it was fine. The minute you started to get better, that's when the critics came out. And you know what? It's a super common pattern.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we're going to look at an old story. It's about a guy named Nehemiah who had to rebuild the walls of a city. Now stick with me here, because this ancient story, it lines up with modern clinical psychology in a way that is just, wow, it's pretty stunning.
All right, so let's break down the players here. You've got the builder, Nehemiah. For our purposes, that's you. That's the part of you that's decided, okay, I'm healing, I'm growing. Then you've got the critics. Think of them as the voices of the old system. You know, the people or even the voices in your own head that really liked things the way they were before.
And listen, this isn't just some dusty old story. This shows up in real life, all the time. Clinically, we see it over and over again. When do clients get the most resistance? It's when they start setting boundaries, when they stop abandoning themselves, when they pursue sobriety or detach from toxic people. It's when you finally start putting yourself first, that's when the pushback gets loud.
And what does that pushback sound like? Well, it might sound a lot like this. Who do you think you are? You've changed. You're being rebellious. Sound familiar? These are the lines that the critics, the sand ballots of our lives, pull out. They're trying to frame your healthy growth as something wrong, something dangerous.
And here's the absolute key. This mockery, this criticism, it's not random. It is a predictable, almost automatic reaction. When you stop playing the role you were assigned in your family system or your friend group or wherever, the whole system feels shaky. And this is its way of trying to push you back into your old box. So, okay, we know it happens, but why does it work so well? Why do these words hit us so hard? It's not just what they're saying, it's what those words trigger deep inside us.
Right. So, in the story, the big accusation was, are you rebelling against the king? Now, that's not a real question. It's a threat. It's an intimidation tactic, plain and simple. They're trying to take this good, healthy act of rebuilding and twist it into something scary, something treasonous.
And that ancient tactic, we have words for it today. It's basically gaslighting. It's authority shaming. It's all about fear-based control. The whole point is to make you second-guess yourself, to doubt your own sanity, and hopefully, from their perspective, to just stop.
And for anyone who's grown up with trauma, maybe in a really rigid or controlling home, an accusation like "you're rebelling" is like a direct hit. It's a major trigger. It lights up all these old circuits of guilt and fear, and suddenly there's this overwhelming urge to just appease them, to fold, anything to make the bad feeling go away.
And this is so important. The external voices are powerful because they amplify the voices already inside your head. It's like the critics outside hand a megaphone to your own inner critic, and suddenly that little voice of doubt is just deafening. It becomes this awful echo chamber.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's a tough one. So what do you do about it? How do you fight back? Well, the cool thing about this story is that it doesn't just show us the problem. It also gives us the solution, a really solid, powerful way to respond.
And the difference is just night and day. Look at what a typical emotional reaction would be. You over-explain, you argue, you beg them to understand, maybe you even attack back. But Nehemiah, he does none of that. He doesn't get sucked into the drama. He responds with clarity, from a place of knowing exactly who he is.
His actual response is, "The God of heaven will give us success. We will arise and build." See what he's doing? That's not a defense. He's not arguing their point. It's a declaration. He's basically saying, I'm not playing your game. I know what I'm here to do. That right there is what we call secure attachment energy. It's all about internal validation, not looking for it from the outside.
But wait, he's not done. He says one more thing. And honestly, this next line is so powerful, it might be the most important takeaway in this whole explainer, especially if you're dealing with this kind of pushback in your own life.
You have no portion, right, or memorial here. Wow. Just let that sink in for a second.
That is a boundary. A big one. He's not just ignoring them, he's telling them you have no say here. Your opinion is not valid in this space. He's basically revoking their access pass to his life's work.
So how do we use that today? It means realizing you get to decide who has a voice in your life. It means understanding that not everyone gets a vote on your healing. You can learn to say, whether out loud or just to yourself, "Thanks, but your opinion has no jurisdiction here. You don't get a say in my growth."
All right, let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. Why does this happen at all? It all comes down to one word: systems.
So think about it. Every family, every group of friends, every workplace, it's a system. And every system likes to be in balance. It wants to stay the same. So when you start to change, when you start to grow, you're a threat to that balance. And the system, almost like a reflex, will do everything it can to pull you back into your old spot, to make things feel normal again.
And this is the really tough part to hear, but it's crucial. Sometimes, and this isn't always conscious on their part, but sometimes the system actually benefited from you being broken. Your unwellness served a purpose for other people. So when you start healing, when you start rebuilding your walls, they actually lose something.
So when it all comes down to it, you've got a choice. You have a limited amount of energy. Are you going to spend it arguing with the critics, trying to get them to approve of your new life? Or are you going to turn your back on the noise, pick up your tools, and just focus on building? Do you debate them, or do you build? The choice really is yours.